what up? Wonder if there's a way that I can get this to invert. I don't know if y'all see me how I see myself. Can y'all read the t-shirt side hustle logo? Or can you not read the t-shirt side hustle logo? That is the question. We got another good one for you guys today. If you're watching a replay, I got a very, very interesting comment that I'm going to read here in a minute. And this comment kind of sparked this conversation here. So shout out to I don't even know the screen name off the top of my head, but I'll shout out to them for challenging and interacting with the content. You know what I mean? Like if something moves you right or wrong, if something moves you right or wrong, comment. Put it in the comments. All right, because when I tell you guys that this isn't about me, I want you guys to have a full understanding of that. All right. And the only way to do that is good or bad. I hear about the good, but I also want to know about the bad. I'm talking to people who watch my content on a daily basis. All right. And some of them have joined the t-shirt side hustle blueprint, right? Which is the 6-figure blueprint. Some of you guys have joined the 6-figure printer blueprint program that I'm talking to that want to get to a certain place, right? There's been people who I've helped over the course of the last 7 years who have helped me, who I've mentored and who have mentored me that I talk to on a daily basis. And then at the very, very top level, I talk to some CEOs a lot less regularly, but I'm having conversations still to this day with CEOs and former CEOs of like major companies, and when people operate at a certain level, you have to be gracious and very intentional about what it is that you want to accomplish. Um, yeah, about you got to be very intentional. You don't get hours upon hours of people's time. So if there's something you want to get out of somebody, then you have to go in and be very direct and straight to the point. And that is one of the biggest things I've learned. You want to know one of the craziest things that I love to this day is you got to know to hang up, right? And literally it feel like, hey, you like, yo, you gonna hang up on me like that? Like, done. Conversation done. This, done. Hang up. So that is one of the biggest things that I've learned, which means you gotta be intentional about the time. So I bring that back to us here, right? The comment that I got, let me go find it. This phone had died. So let me go, I had it up, went to go get the coffee. And then let's see. Yeah, it died. My phone died. Where's it at? No, that's music. Not music. Studio. There we go. Bear with me, y'all. I also have it. If any of you guys want to come on the live stream, that is an option as well. Um, so if at any point, I don't even know how I can comment it on here. I'm gonna have to just put it in there on here. I got two things to do. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to pop you guys up on here, and I'm gonna put you guys in the chat. So I'm gonna pull up Facebook. Pull up YouTube. Yeah, I wanna know what's crazy. On my keyboard, I got one side that sticks when it's cold and one side that sticks when it's hot. Crazy. I need a good cleaning on this bad boy. Okay, we getting around to it. Getting it up there. Find me here. Now I want to see your channel. I think it was on this video. This is your responded. Oh, here you go. This is great. All right, got that. Let me put this here, and then we'll be good to go. That is not right. That ain't right either. I don't know how I can pull it back up. Oh, there we go. That's what I want to put in. All right. So if you want to join the live at any point, I'm gonna start doing that moving forward here. When I got the vertical lives. All right. So the comment says, "Why are all of your videos skewed that everyone is doing it wrong?" I said, or are they scored, or are they skewed towards giving you something to think about so you can improve? Perspective is something. All right, I want to start there. We went a little bit further. Why are your videos skewed that everyone is doing something wrong? So that's the overarching conversation from You Can Market. Shout out to them. I don't take it any kind of way. I like it. I love this type of conversation because this is a conversation where iron can sharpen iron. All right, in my opinion. And this is some of the value that I brought in my consulting business is you got to challenge the reason why things are the way they are so that you can find a way to improve. Right. So there has to be some contrast and dialogue. I don't want to be around people who only agree with everything that I say because admittedly, not everything I say will be right. Not everything that I say can and will be used or is the only way to go about doing something. But I have a way to help people go in a direction. And I want you guys to truly understand the level of this is a lot larger than just t-shirts. What I've learned as I've provided value was about business. It doesn't matter what the product is. It doesn't matter if it's a transfer or a t-shirt. And I'm in a theory or I'm in a phase and I know that it can go as wide as you want it to go. Okay? So I'm in the phase right now where I'm like, you know what? There's some opportunities that I've had over the last year that I didn't take or I've held off on taking so I could figure out exactly what was next for me. Right? And I also had to do that in a conscious mindset of not putting myself in a position that I was in before, which means I have to put the time and effort into building some things myself. One of the biggest things that I've learned is that you gotta get one thing going really well first. And then that will allow you to go off and do other things. It'll bring you the cash flow to have you be able to go out and do other things. So if you are one of them people like myself who have a ton of ideas and stuff like that, I'm just giving you from my experience, and it confirmed it that's how it works at the highest level. You have to get to the point where you max something out and you can't take it any further before you go find something else to do, or you'll never get all the things that you're doing up to the level that you can take it. That level is called a break point. That is when you have to break your logic and what you think and how you think. And the only way to do that is to go find somebody who can help you. If you can't find somebody that can help you, you kind of is better off that you go and move on. Then you move on to your next side hustle, right? I just can't figure it out, right? And it's not that I wouldn't keep figuring that out over time, but when you hit that ceiling that you may have, and you don't know why you got it, you don't know what you got to do, you don't understand how to structurally build a business, which is the stuff that I'm talking about now. When you don't understand it, and I'm telling you guys, I didn't understand it. I didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was just hustling. But through my hustling, I learned how to market. I learned how to market. And I've done it I've done it as a publisher that had, I think the lady had like 56 authors. I'm doing all of the graphic design, all of the marketing, all of the design, everything outside of book covers. I didn't ever do book covers for this publishing company. You know why? It was because I didn't think I was talented enough at that point. If there were still some things that I didn't know about how to truly make this unique, ultimately, I was not confident in what I was doing. Okay? So, when you look at this in totality, when you bring this all up together, what I'm telling you is that I didn't know what I didn't know when I started. I got on here to tell you guys this is how you can make some money. You, you guys got on here, you trusted me, you bought equipment, you start making some money, and you're stuck in this level of how much you can hustle. You can only do as much as you can hustle. That's all I know. But I'm willing to hustle day in and day out, all night, all day. Right? Now, you go on this journey, you do all of this, you run through all of this stuff, you just nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. You realize you can't do that forever. And what you also realize, if you're that person we just talked about a little bit earlier, is that when it truly comes down to it, it's you can't give all of these different things that you're doing 100%. You can't. Because 100% comes at a sacrifice in your mind of losing opportunities elsewhere. And I believe that was core and fundamental. That was my experience of an entrepreneur at like a job, getting your first job. This was a journey of over and over and over again of constant ups and downs. One minute you up, next minute you just down, right? And what you learn I'm out here just doing it. What you learn is you learn that like Christmas time is a slow time, right? We all had this or been around enough to learn and understand that we have slow times in business. And during those slow times, you got to get creative. You got to do other things. That doesn't, it's just not the t-shirt industry. It's not only the t-shirt industry. That's a basic business principle. Then you learn that there comes breakpoints, which could be mistaken for a slow time. I'm just not up right now, just down, like, things just ain't going right, right? It could be mistaken as a slow time, when in fact, it's a ceiling that needs to be broken. I'm telling you guys, this is like some of the most profound things that I've been able to get a clear understanding for. I consider myself, throughout my consulting, to be somewhat of a corporate translator, meaning I'm one of you guys, but I'm learning what they're doing and saying and how they view things at a corporate level, and I'm translating it into something that I would understand. Because what the hell is a polyurethane? Right? You guys know the former company, Econo Transfer, who was run by my guy James out here in Delaware, right? When he came out and we having conversations, he's like, "This is our polyurethane," and I'm like, "What the hell is a polyurethane?" And I said, "That's a problem. Y'all need to fix this." And I said, "Y'all need to call this Econo V." Y'all need to call this Econo V. And it's because that doesn't make any sense. Right? It doesn't make any sense. I don't want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that's why Caesar had his vinyl. You know what I mean? You give it a name. You got to give it a name. You got to give your business a name. And it has to be relatable. So when I tell them this, and then it goes back and it changes, and this is the trade-off that we're in, right? This is the trade-off that I'm in. I'm sitting under and getting to have and sit downs with the top minds in our industry. Chris Blakesley from Bella Canvas, Raman Mike of Supercolor, Ryan Moore, Ross at Rock, and if you think, how can I forget Samar, Jason Murphy, um, I see his face, but I can't think of his name right now. It's bananas. It's blowing my mind. But it'll come back to it. None of these people that I name will be people that you guys know, right? If you look them up, then maybe you'll know. But a lot of us don't ever see, from coming from where I'm thinking about myself when I say this. It's like I wasn't in these rooms. I didn't even know they existed. And I have been going to shows since like 2011 to 2020. So if you think I'm going to sit down with them people who I said you got to be very intentional earlier about the time that you how you use the time that you're together, it's not like you getting to sit back with your boys and hang out forever and have these get what you want to get out of something as fast as long as you can, pretty much, right? So you don't have a lot of time. So if you think I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk about what I know, you're tripping. That is exactly what I'm not going to do. I don't want to talk about the product. I don't want to talk about the t-shirt and how it's made. I want to know why it's made where it's made. I got to take a trip to Honduras with Renton. That's what I was thinking of, with Renton, the CEO of Sanmar. And I'm gonna give you guys an understanding. He's riding around Honduras, and I didn't know at the time, in a bulletproof truck. And we're riding around like just like on a regular bus, but it's like I don't want to say it. I got an analogy in my head, but it may be received wrong. But so I'm not gonna say it. But nonetheless, I found out like the second day or third day into the trip is like Stan. He like Stan, you're smart. I see you just keep hopping in the truck with me. You riding around in a bulletproof truck, and I'm like, oh, that's why you think I'm smart? Nah, I think I'm smart because I'm riding with you. I don't need to ride with, and I love them to death. The people that I've met that were part of the program, like Jennifer, but I don't need to ride around with other quote unquote influencers, right? I need to ride around with you. You got all the information. You're running a multi-million-dollar company. I got in the car with you so I can ask you questions. I got this car ride right here to ask you some questions. If I don't get another 10 or 15 minutes, if I don't get another 10 or 15 minutes, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I would get in the car and I would ask questions. Every time we got an opportunity to get in the car, I got in the truck because you were in there. Not because it was bulletproof, but I'm glad to know that I did make a very smart decision. But I'm glad to know I made a very smart decision. So, in what I'm telling you guys, what I'm trying to convey to you guys now, that is not that I got it figured out, but there are some things that I figured out. And under a right conversation like today, or in the right room, or better yet, if you ask the right questions, there's so much more that we can learn. You guys can learn. I'm already learning it. Trust and believe me. And in the everyday people that I talk to, I'm already giving them the information. Bro, this is not a short game. This is not a game that you're gonna do something to overnight, you know, one day wake up and change your situation. You got to make a decision today, right now, that this is what you're going to do. This is where I'm going. Because everything that I see was built over time. Heat Press Nation started like Amazon. Being willing to just constantly knock at it, constantly knock at it, constantly knock at it. And bring people along with you that can help you get to where you want to go. And let me tell you why it's very important. I said to you guys, when you pay attention, right? When you pay attention. So I paid some mentors so that I could get a better understanding and a faster understanding about the things that I've learned that I needed to learn. And they're gonna get me to a certain point. They're not gonna get me all like they, I brought on a specialist. I wanted to learn how to email better. I brought on a specialist. I want to know how to put together an offer. I bring in a specialist. I want to know how to grow or attack a different angle of my YouTube channel. I bring on a specialist. Right? I've given up even my knowledge of tech. I'm a computer science major. I could break and build computers since I was like 9 years old. Okay? Not to say that I'm smart. Computers just turned out to be my thing. I remember the day my mom bought a compact Presario with the double sides. and it was in the dining room, and I'm on that thing. That was just my thing. Some people think it's basketball, football, baseball, something else, arts and crafts. And I've let go of my technical knowledge. I don't know. I was a photographer. I don't even know how to operate a camera. And I made a deliberate decision to stop. I made a deliberate decision to like turn away the $200 I could have got back in the day when I was fixing computers, because I knew that was about to be over. The laptops, is no point in fixing computers no more. The laptops is $300. Yeah, even if I could now, the market's changed from 300 a computer to 75 a computer. I'm not going to fix enough computers to get you to where I want to go. I'm going to have to keep learning how to read up on all of this software and coding, and all of this stuff is going to change, and I just can't see how it's going to be great for me in the future. I had to make a conscious decision to stop making some money in one place and go officially go learn and do something else. I moved into web design. I'm following along, but I'm not going far enough because I'm doing it out of, I would say, need, not with the vision. And not that I needed to do that. I could go do anything. You go get a job, but I didn't want to get a job. So I looked at it and I approached it as, I need to do something to make money. Here's my skill set. Let me start selling it. But I also have to go out and learn new skill sets. So when you're in this position, you gotta get help. And there's speeds. What you don't pay for with money, you pay for with time. Fine. I've committed to giving you the answers and making you think about the things you need to think about, whether you want it for free or not. But you got to understand, there's only so much we can do in a 10-minute conversation, in a 10-minute video. It's only so much we can cover. And then I come live and I give y'all what y'all want on live. But you got to understand that beneath everything that we're doing is strategy. Everything. Everything you're doing is not looked at as a strategy to help you accomplish something, I don't know what to tell you. I went on a journey to figure out how I can help you guys more. And I've followed and I've consulted and I've asked questions and I've paid for information from people who are a lot better at what it is that I'm doing. You know why? Because, and it's not even that they're better, it's because I've approached even YouTube all wrong. I've approached it wrong from the start. It wasn't actually, I approached it without a purpose. I just said, you know what, I'm gonna help people. So I didn't come in looking at it from a business standpoint. You know, when King and Ken disappeared and people was looking for him, and I went to go hunt him down in California to just make sure the kid was all right. I went to go see him. I pull up on him, and he told me one of the craziest things that changed, like something, not even that changed my life, but brought me to one of the best realizations of my life. And I still didn't know how to approach at that point. I had a YouTube channel a long time ago, and it was about snakes, ball pythons. And I told, was me and King was talking about it or whatever, and he was like, "Bro, back then, I knew I was going to be a YouTuber. Like I knew I was going to make a lot of money off of YouTube." And I'm like, "How the fuck did you know that?" And I mind you, I'm older than him. Not that that's a big deal, but how did you know 10 years ago that you was going to be a big YouTuber? And it comes to, that's what the hell he was around. And the part that made it profound to me was like, I seen people have followings, and I made a channel because people have followings and stuff like that. And I just wanted to share my journey of owning snakes. and be like eventually getting the snake up to the point that it breeds. I never did, but getting the snake up to the point that you breed them and then you can turn it into a business. And he said, you were one YouTube title, not a video, away. Gets bit by snake. Snake owner gets bit by snake. You were one title away. I got bit by a snake. This is his words. These are the titles that he's shouting out to me. He probably wouldn't even remember this conversation. But no matter who I come in contact with, I'm looking to learn something from you, because you have a place or perspective or something that you're good and great at. Maybe you don't even understand it yet, but you have something, a piece of knowledge from your experience that could help the next person. And it's up to that person to get it out of you. To get it out of you. So I'm approaching YouTube with a new strategy. Okay. And the strategy is to give you the lessons that I think are important from my journey and what I know now and what is of my greatness to you guys. And I had a question if I was going to do it on this YouTube channel. I was going to make a new one. I didn't know exactly what to do. I probably asked about 7 to 10 experts questions. And I paid to be in small seminars and big seminars and groups and stuff like that to sometimes get on a call and ask one specific question. I got one question to ask. If you had one question, if you knew that I could change something to help you in your business, and you had only one question to ask, what would that question be? Right? Would it be, what's the best t-shirt to print on? Would it be, which decoration method is better? If you only had one question that could change your business and change your life, what would that question what would that question be? Right? So what you do in your mind is you go think, well, Stan, how can I make $100,000 printing t-shirts? Now you have to put that constraint back on yourself, because you also have to understand that you don't have a long time to get your question answered. So you sit back, and what you guys should be doing, this is what I do. I'm saying you should be doing it because I just told you all of the lessons that I've learned about how to hang up fast, right? About utilizing the time I got in this car to get some answers, some knowledge to life, not what I already know. I had to learn. I'm typing out. Listen, I don't read long paragraphs, right? But I found myself in email sometimes writing out long paragraphs. The old me, the new me, because one of the lessons that I got from rum from Supercolor, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, agree or disagree, I'm going to be able to be objective about my perspective on things, right? So when I said learn about hang up fast, I learned that lesson from Rum. I used to be like, why the hell did this mup keep hanging up on me? Like, and I had to probably, I'm not, I don't recall, but I'm sure I asked that. But even if I didn't, the next lesson I got from him that helped me better with my emails was to stand. take everything you just said. He read it, looked at it, he said, take everything you just said and write it in bullet points. I got homework. All right, so I had to go back, look at this email, and I had to ask myself, well, what is it that I'm trying to accomplish and what bullet points should I have? So I go through and I come back with 3 or 5 bullet points. What I didn't know was that I was creating an outline for the actual conversation that I wanted to have. And I could get a very clear understanding because people don't want to sit and have to think about what it is that you're saying. Just say it. That's not a lesson that you guys don't already know. You experience it, even if you don't understand it or see it, but you know that, come on, man, cut with all the bull. Get straight to the point. Get straight to the point, right? So I've learned how to even email to get what I want to get accomplished. Forget the backstory. What is it that we need to get here and what's the outcome? That's it. I need to do this, this, and this because this I'm trying to do this, this, and this. That's it. These are lessons that I can't put into one YouTube video. I can go on forever. We 36 minutes into this conversation. So to take that back, that's my graphic designer emailing me, one of them. To take it back to the initial point, and I'm gonna keep going a little bit further. Why are your videos school that everyone is doing it wrong? Or are they schooled towards giving you something to think about so you can improve? Perspective is something. He says, Stan Banks. Yes, the perspective that everyone is doing it wrong and you're the only one doing it right seems to be constantly berating other printers. I said, far from far from what I'm doing, but if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Right? So obviously the strategy that I've taken on is working. I joined a mentor group and it wasn't the mentorship group that I needed, but it was the mentorship group that I needed to get to the person that I actually needed. Okay. So I had to pay to learn who to pay. You got the email that said I spent 10K on education. What do you do? What have you invested into yourself? This is a part of that. I had to pay to learn who to pay. But in the first person I paid, there was lessons to be gotten there. But I went inside and I understood that, oh, this wasn't the right person for that. This is still a useful strategy. I'm still going to learn something for this. I'm still going to figure this out. But I need something else before I get there. I know that's something that I got to do. And so I look back and I say, you know what? I need to fix this. Okay. I know, you know what? I need to fix this. And so I look over here and I go in this group to get to this group. And then I get the information that I need and I start to fix some things. And then when I fix this, when I get to this level, I'm going to go back and grab this information. I'm going to put it to use. So what I'm telling y'all is what y'all see on the YouTube channel is a strategy. Because I got to challenge you guys enough to change, not all of you, some of you, most of you. I got to change your entire thinking. I got to change your entire thinking. If your thinking or your logic was already changed, this wouldn't be this type of comment. I know what I'm up against. I'm up against young Stan who said he just wanted to help out and get you guys started in the business. Now I'm not here to help you out. I'm here to guide you. I'm not here to help you. I'm here to guide you. You already got everything you need. The one thing that you need to do is decide where you're going. And you only got one question every time you get on the call. And the best use of that question is what will expand upon what my ceiling right now. What are my challenges right now that I could fix to get me over the hump? You gotta already know what you're trying to solve. You have to already know what you're trying to solve. Okay? I'm gonna tell you something else. I mentioned how you need to help or you need to get help. Well, at least I got help from people for specific things. I went to go see the specialist, not the general practitioner. And here's the crazy thing. We think that paying, because of where we are and how we view money, we think that paying 100, 5,000, $10,000 is crazy. But let me flip this on its head and say all of us want to be entrepreneurs and business owners, and maybe some of us want to grow very, very large businesses. But when people build very, very large businesses, you know what they do? They go pay the best people to help. When you hire somebody, you hire them for a specific task, and once you hire them for that specific task, you pay them to help you with that specific task. Now, at the highest level, these are the six-figure and $100,000, $150,000 jobs that everybody dreams of having. And what you're bringing that person on is not to run the heat press. You're bringing them on to help you oversee entire sections of your company. Usually, the first hire is a marketing or salesperson. If you're not the marketing or salesperson, I'm saying all this to say, guys, you got to ask yourself how you can be better. You got to ask yourself where you want to go. You got to ask yourself, what's the best way to get there? You got to ask yourself, what do I need to learn to get to where I want to go? You got to ask yourself, who can help me get there? That's the person probably that's running the heat press. Oh, I'm hiring somebody that can help me get there. And you got to ask yourself, who can guide you? The person that can guide you is your mentor. I'm not going to be a mentor. I'm not going to be everybody's mentor. I could be everybody's mentor because you can get it free in these YouTube videos over time. You got to pick up what's being put down. And if you don't want to pick it up, just let it go. Go on to the next thing. One day something hopefully will resonate with you. And I'm hoping, because this is the most important thing, what I'm saying right now, and what I said all of last year, the most important thing is that you got to decide where the hell you want to go. Then you got to decide how you want to get there. And this time I've decided I want to get there as much as possible under my own merit. Under my own merit. I'm not worried about losing opportunities. I've been in a pitch for a couple months for a six-figure contract, right? And some point in the negotiation, you gotta decide you're not just gonna do work for. If I'm gonna do work for free, I'm gonna do work for myself. If I'm gonna do work for free, I'm gonna do work for myself. When you approach it like that, and shout out to my homegirl Jennifer Sanderson, she's one of the people who taught me that. One of the people, one of the major lessons that I've got from a peer is like yeah, I mean, if I'm going to do this, this is, I know what I provide. I know what I can do. I'm past the prove it state. I'm past the prove it state. So if I'm going to do work for free, I got to do it for myself, right? Which means I needed to figure out what was my business going to be. You got to figure out what your business is going to be. Don't matter. It don't matter if it's a digital product. Right now, I told you I'm testing it out. This right here is a centrifuge. So we started. This is for like spinning blood down so that they can test it. Right. This is a mini one. We started a phlebotomy school. I started one with my girlfriend, where I kind of specialize in the business and operations the way that I do, and she's the talent. And there's been things that I've had to teach her to how to pull out her greatness. It's things that I've had to pass on to her about how to organize what she's doing. Right? What are we advertising? Your new career is 4 weeks away. 4 weeks away. We got a graduation today. So we got a graduation today, right? And this is one of the things that I'm like, okay, this can be very big, but I also know that it takes a certain level of work from her. So I got to pull that out of her. It's tough when it's in your household. But the lesson that I'm using to do what I'm doing here is the same lessons that you get from anywhere else. It's the same lessons. One of the things that I say a lot is, or like if you talk to me, is like, bro, if I told you guys how much Supercolor I gave away to help build the brand Supercolor, right? If I told you guys how much Supercolor I gave away to build the brand Supercolor, and that's just something that I know from the streets. Give a little bit extra. Can I be for real with y'all? If y'all say I can be for real, I'll be for real. But I'm just gonna keep it there, right? When it came to like you that campaign of you might get extra in your order, right? You might get 5 or 10 extra. That came from me being like, yo, I used to have to give away a little bit extra stuff. I tell you guys to give away a little bit extra. If you get a very large order from a customer, give away a little bit extra. Give them a different colorway. So naturally, we get one student the first month. I'm like, then it's no student. And I'm like, all right, well, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give away 3 scholarships. We're gonna give away 3 scholarships on behalf of 3 businesses to cross market, to pollinate some local community businesses. So if we give something away and they promote it and we promote it, we get eyes onto the businesses from already popular businesses, collaboration. We give them something good, like some story of helping. We got to just get some people in here, and we do that scholarship giveaway. We run a campaign with the giveaway. After close of the people who we didn't announce, we give a discount that's only available for 3 months. Somebody takes up the discount for the next month. Now we got the photos and all the stuff that we need other students to actually promote. Nobody wants to be first. This is all stuff you can use in your business, depending on where you are. Some of y'all are in the prove it state. So to prove the work is good, you got to get it in front of people. You got to give it out. You guys can all do this right now. Do a small business giveaway. Go do a small business giveaway and then come back and tell me how it went. What I want you to do, you can run this campaign right now on your personal business page. I want you to give away a dozen t-shirts to a small business. And in order to do the giveaway, you tell them that they must follow you and tag a small business owner and give away a dozen shirts. Whatever decoration method you can do. See, a lot of you guys like, well, what shirts do I give away in? How much should I spend in? All of the semantic stuff. You want the soul specifics. You want things to be laid out for you. You know why you want things laid out for you? It's because if you go do it and it's not laid out for you, you're always gonna blame that thing. Just go and figure out what you want the outcome to be. If your market is the small business printer, like one of the things that I do, just go give away a dozen t-shirts. Get people to tag small businesses and have them follow you. And then you know what? You only one person gonna win. And then what you do after that is you go in and say, hey, sorry you didn't win, but here's 20% off your order. Now, two things can happen here. You can jack your price up 20%, which is a little bit unethical. So you can discount it back. Or you can build your pricing in so you got a marketing budget in your pricing. So what we did is we picked the price that made a little bit higher, but we can discount. We can run sales. We can do different things, right? So we got like what I would say is like a $500 buffer built into the classes. So, all right, this is the price you want to get. Cool. We need to mark it up so we can discount it. But we don't always want to have a discount. Somebody call you inquiring. It was this habit of, oh yeah, but we run discounts all the time. We run discounts all the time. Oh, it's 2,500, but we run discounts all the time. Discounting your word every time. So now they expect 20%. So just say they expecting a discount. So don't say that. This was a live conversation, and I seen it months and months later. It happened the other day. Somebody inquired. She said the price with confidence. I was like, oh man, I was waiting for you to say it. You say it every time, but we offer discounts every time. And one way, shape, or form, something's gotten through. But what that's also allowed us to do is to create a marketing budget. So let's go, instead of discount 20% all the time, let's go give out $100 referral program. You refer a student, we give you $100 gift card. So now we got a little marketing budget in there. One way, shape, or form. We brought people in who didn't qualify, and we said, hey, look, you got 3 months to get $1,000 off the class. If you were in this pool, this from this campaign, same thing I just told you to do with businesses. You can run this campaign. My homegirl has 300 people who've interacted with her on her website. Never emailed them. She got 300 and something emails from her customers. Let's run a campaign. Just got a new store. We gonna run a new store campaign, but we gotta have something so we can track it. You know when I got good when I learned to document what I was doing. When I learned to document, I got really good. And I learned to document because I got burned. I got burned by somebody who came back and said they're going to pay me the rest of my money. Not because I went out and told you guys about it or none of that stuff, but because they knew they were wrong. You got to respect that. I still don't mess with you, but respectfully, I respect that. So you go out, you figure out what you need to learn. Then you ask the right question. But before you ask a question of anybody else, ask a question of yourself. If you got it all figured out, you wouldn't be watching my content. If this person had it all figured out, they wouldn't be watching my content. And I'm not even now. The strategy is to make you guys think, to make you guys feel with what I'm saying, almost clickbaitish. Y'all remember what I said? It's dumb to buy transfers, stupid to buy transfers. Then I made a video saying you stupid if you're not buying transfers. And Mr. Clean got a little bit upset. I'm just looking back like, oh, it worked. Oh, it worked. That's what that was intentional. You can intentionally cause a reaction. You can intentionally go out here and run a marketing campaign with purpose and precision. That's what I'm good at. Now, these are like very, very small use cases, but you can do it at a bigger level, a bigger scale, bigger campaigns. You got to know what you're trying to go after. My campaign is impact. And you know how I know I made impact? Because the people I coached, the people I've helped are now helping and coaching. That is a coaching tree. That's what we learn in football. I got a coaching tree. And I got a coaching tree of some people doing better than me. So the last part of this comment says, oh, no, not the last part of the comment says, but the last thing I said was, if it don't apply, let it fly. Listen, if my content ain't going to help you, go watch somebody who's going to help you. That's what I want you to do. I don't care how you get to where you're trying to go. I just want you to get there. I just want you to get there. And a part of what you need is accountability. And a part of what you need is to be around like-minded individuals. A part of what you need is somebody to guide you along the process. Some of what you need. And find a way to go be around people really trying to do it. And unfortunately, that threshold comes at a price. Different prices. Some of y'all might choose to drive 17 hours to be in the room because you can't afford to fly with you and another person. Some of you guys may, I don't know, pay, fly, stay overnight, fly home. Some of you may pay for a consultation. Whatever it is that you might have to do. Unfortunately, some of it has to come at a threshold of dollars or time, whichever one you want to spend. Some of you guys got to wait for the next conference to come to you to get in the room again. Unfortunately, it costs still $10, $15, $100, don't matter. Shout out to my people who believe in themselves and believe in me and believe I'm the person that can help you get there, who joined the 6-figure printer blueprint program. Sure, y'all be on the board every day. I'll be on the board every day. I'm about to get on the board right now. I'm going to visit Randall. We bringing screen printing back. We bringing screen printing back. All right, y'all. That's all I got for you guys today. If anybody wants to reach me, get in touch with me. I'm here. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys found something valuable out of this conversation today. And I'm going to tell you guys this. I appreciate a difference of opinion. I warrant it. I want it. And for those of the people who resonate or understand the conversation and where I am, you made it this far, shout out to you, because you're one of the ones who's going to make a difference. One of the ones. If you find anything that I'm saying of importance or you relate to it, I remember when I was thinking all this stuff and I had nobody that could relate to me. I still being, well, I got people that I can relate to me that can help me. You know, I got mentors now. But I was having conversations and doing things that I couldn't really, I had nobody to talk to about it. A lot of the stuff that I'm mentioning to you guys now is I didn't have people to converse with about it. I'm lucky and fortunate enough to now. This was another lesson on time. I got a video coming out on time. This is a completely different lesson on time. Being intentional about your time. Some of you say, man, I can't do this as a side, so I can't grow the business. And it's because you're not being intentional with your time. And you know how I know? Because I experienced it. I can sit around here with some friends. They come to the crib, we barbecue, we sit around all day and hang out. Right? Ask whatever. I got forever in the world to ask whatever I want to know. So it's no urgency of importance. But when you dealing with the next level, the caliber of person that's potentially where you want to be, you can look at their life and see how it's lived. And it's intentional. I got dinner. I'm having it with this person because I'm killing two birds with one stone, and this is it. You got a dinner with this person. You got a car ride with this person. You go somewhere, you go to these shows or whatever, and somebody from Stalls offers you a ride in an Uber. You got to sit back and think about how you're using your time. If you give your business 2 hours a day of your time, what are you doing? You got to be intentional about it. What's up, fam? You got to be intentional about it. I love the Blueprint program because not only are we going to get to build some businesses, I got no doubt that the people are going to be successful. Why? Because I got a track record of helping people I already know. But the part that I'm loving about it is we're building it out in real time right now. So it's the best price you ever going to get it at. But it's people in different situations. This has made this entire thing way more profound for me because we're not even building it the way that I thought we were going to build it. I got a step-by-step thing that I'm going to go through, and this is how you build it, whatever. But we've had to tailor it to the people involved. Now, what happened is we got such a diverse crew in here that it made me rethink my entire. The system's not going to change, but how we break it down is changing. I go to Brandar next week. I laid out a plan. This is what we're going to go after. What we're going to do, and whether you want to go fast or slow, the system isn't going to change. When you create a plan, the plan doesn't change based on how fast or how much time you got to work on it. It doesn't change the plan. It just changes how fast you can go about it. What is a win for the moment? I know I want to get here. I only got 2 hours a week. What should I be doing about with my 2 hours a week or 2 hours a day? I got 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week. All right, well, you know what I need to be doing? I need to be going out and finding sales that'll fill up. I need to do 7 hours of sales, 3 hours of printing. So in the 7 hours of sales, I need to get 3 hours of printing out. And then as I get better with my marketing and the efforts, and I do the plan, I follow the retention-based marketing plan. As I do that, my time gets less and my production gets more until I can't produce anymore. And that's the path to growing and leading and quitting your job if that's what you want to do. But it might take you 2 years. Some of y'all want it to happen tomorrow. Some of y'all want to start the business today and for it to be raining tomorrow. Even if it rained tomorrow, it's going to dry up in a month. There's this clip. I'm going to find it. Dang. There's this clip that is so important. And I want to do a reaction to this, but I stopped doing reactions. But maybe we could do a reaction to this. Maybe I will put out a dedicated video to this because I think this is important. And in the craft world, there is a ton of like conflict. You know what I mean? Like we had a ton of conflict in our space, right? But there's it is, I don't know, the housewives of Atlanta in the craft world. And sometimes, like even right now, knowing what I know now, I do not want to be in the amongst of. I just want to do my thing and do my thing. I ain't trying to bother nobody. I ain't trying to mess with nobody. But I also think that there's a level. I also think that there is a level of I got some respect for some people, and you know sometimes you just avoid some things. But one of my mentors said this: "I'm throw darts at concepts, not people. So I'm not throwing this dart
that way they
at a person, but I think it's right at the beginning. This is a profound statement to me, and I respect this person as a business owner, and just the resilience to figure it out from one place to another. And I also understand that there's other people who feel one way or whatever, but at the end of the day, I don't care. I got a ton of respect for even just understanding what it takes to get somewhere. But I want to play this clip and I want you guys to listen. I'm gonna give y'all some commentation after. I wish I could I might just make a dedicated video on this when we done.
Cassandra, thank you so much for being on The Department. Thank you for having me, Owen. Yeah, and I think your story is so cool. I didn't need too much context to really understand what it is you do, because I think I resonate with someone who, you know, you go through this like dabble season and like, oh wow, like I really enjoy doing this, right. And then you start making a little bit of money. And for you, you were doing it with creating kind of things. Like you were creating goods for like parties and stuff. Yes, parties, just consumers in general, parents, moms, dads, everyone. Grads, we do grad custom items, party favor custom items, memorial custom items. Like if there's a funeral, so just everything custom. Yeah, and so that's like really cool element because so many business owners you're doing your custom. So my brother reached out to someone and said, "Hey, can you make the custom hoodies for my nephew and niece?" So she made the gate just to learn how to make custom. She wanted custom mouse patch. So it was pretty decent. Yeah. But I was thinking, like, if I could make 1,000 tumblers, custom mouse patch, just everything. It's the part right here. This process is called sublimation. So when I got into sublimation, my business really took off. I did $1,000 in a week.
So My business really took off. I did $1,000 in a week. Great as a side hustle.
While working my 9 to 5, like literally. And what were you making on that 9 to 5? I was making like $17 an hour, so it was pretty decent. Yeah. But I was thinking, like, if I could make 1,000 with the 9 to 5, imagine what I could make if I worked full time from home. So
remember what I just told y'all about asking the right question, or being like, about asking the right questions. If I just made $1,000 in a week, you know, what could I do if I had more time? The right question.
Oh, I walked into HR and quit. Like, hey, I just did $1,000. I'm going.
Coming from nothing, building something, and seeing optimism, that's a hustler spirit. Being able to take your chances and bet on yourself, that's a hustler spirit. That's commendable.
So I went home and then business just slowed down.
So I went home and business slowed down. I made $1,000 a day. I see the upside, but I'm not experienced or not ready for the valley. It's not working out.
So I'm seeing like, oh my gosh, people not buying custom t-shirts every day, all day. Right. So when the business slowed down, I'm looking at my inventory like, oh my gosh, what can I do with this inventory? Because I'm already buying it from a third party, using it for my customs business. I said, I'm going to sell it to other crafters.
So I'm going to leave it there, right? In that little small picture, you see somebody tries something, it hits off big for them, right? $1,000 in a week, looking at my job. One of the things I tell y'all is like, yo, you got to do something until that revenue hits, and you like, now being a little bit more educated, and I'm pretty sure, I think she said at this point, like, I wish I had somebody to tell me that this how business was. But her being able to pivot and, well, what am I going to do now? I done quit my job. This ain't working out. What's the next step of entrepreneurship for me? I'm going to sell my inventory to people. I'm going to become the plug. It's not about t-shirts. It's about the business, the model. At the end of the day, finding customers. I thought I had customers for this, but I got customers for that. Right? What do I want to get out of all of this? Slow grind. It's not all overnight. But I'm out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. Maybe I'll just film this video right now. And this could be the first. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I did some work out here. Let me show you I did some work out here. So one of the things that I decided to do when I get better is, first off, I like to sit out here out back of my crib, right? I had just built this little ledge out here. We used to come out, we come out here and just relax, but I done turned it into the office. So the first thing that I did when I got here, I put this screen up because they got the wood bees all the way up here. And then I put this grass down because I knew they wasn't going to fix this, right? But the next thing I did was put the board up. Got this from my guy Gavin, one of my peer mentors, man. Runs a company, doing well, teaching me how to be lean. Some of the lessons that I teach and that I talk about come from him. Huge help and got me to slow down and think some things. So I needed a whiteboard. I got like a $25 board from Home Depot. Got that screwed up. Then I was looking at this over here, and it looked like this. And I'm like, I'm going live out here. I'm like, I like to be out here. This is my spot for the summer. And I'm like, bro, we got to make it better. So we did a little bit of work here. See it? So we're going to be doing some videos out here, man. And this was one of the investments that I made in myself. Then the last thing I did, I put this ledge up here. I need something to work. And now I really want to get a rising desk, one that has wheels and it rises up and goes down, so that I can put it under there and then I can flip it out here. You know what I mean? I could put it can live right here, but then when I want to film, I could put it out here and I could film going in that direction. I could stand up and talk. So I got an idea, right? It's about putting some things together and making it happen, but baby steps to getting this done. I've been going back and forth with one of my mentors about shutting down my print shop. I'm up in the air. I've been hanging on, but I'm in a conversation with one of them. He's like, I think you should. And I'm considering it. But we gotta keep building this business in order for that to happen. But I think I got some other things in the works too. So it won't be a full shutdown if I do. But I did what I wanted to do last year in my plan, which was show you guys that it's possible. We made $90,000 over in last year with the plan that I present to you guys now. And we didn't make money in pretty much 2 months of the year. But nonetheless, this being the spot where just some very things happen here. You know what I'm saying? So I want this, like, it don't have to be super clear. Y'all gonna hear birds in the background. This is my place of peace. I suggest you guys find your place of peace to work on your business. I get up early. I'm up 6:30 in the morning, especially on the weekends. I come out here when the sun is coming up. I get my thoughts together. I get on the board. I print out a ton of paperwork. I do a lot of planning, a lot of research. And when I say a ton of paper, this thick. This ain't light, right? For the project I'm working on. I print out the copies of the books. The Only Count the Profit book is done. I printed it. I edited it by hand. I write it out. I get it done. I got the new book in there, which is the marketing book. The marketing book is done. It's in there. I sit around and I work on my business. I'm telling you guys, you need to work on your business because this is what I've learned. I've learned you gotta stop putting your head down and sitting in the lab and printing. You need to put 80% of your time into working on the business, learning what you don't need, what you don't know yet. And some of the stuff that you don't know yet, you don't know that you don't know it. But you need somebody to guide you to help you get there. I hope to some of you, I hope that to some of you guys, that is me. Not to all of you guys. Some of you guys need to go follow Rich. Some of you guys need to go follow Brando and be in closer. Some of you guys need to follow Apparel Success. Some of you guys need to go follow somebody else. But I know the pieces that I am gifted in. I know the pieces that I've had to improve upon. And I know ultimately where I'm going. And approaching it as the tortoise and not the hare. Approaching it as the tortoise and not the hare. All right. So that's all I got for y'all today. I'm about to go in and I'm about to just put some work out. I'm about to just give y'all some content. Like I'm up in the production value a little bit, but at the same time, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna keep going what we doing. I'm gonna keep giving y'all this information. Fight me or unfollow me. That's it. Fight me or unfollow me. Right? Everybody else, we working and we're working from a place of love and optimism and hope. And understanding that we just want to try to do better. We just want to try to do better. All right. Appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.